Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Pound to Pound. Today we're going to talk about day 3, week 1. We're going to be quad focused on this one. Is legs. So let's go on with the video, and I'll break it down for you, each of the movements I've done, and how we go about correcting some mistakes and whatnot. So here we go. Alright, so here we go. With this one, yeah, I'm starting off 225, a nice warm up. I usually get about, if I'm doing anywhere from 6 to like 12 reps. For my weight range, I'm doing about 250 to close to 300. But as you can see right here, the way my hips work, let me pause this real quick. The way my hips are, the only way I could get deep into the squat is actually going a little bit wider. My toes are pointing 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. My knees are going to be facing outward. And then my knees are going to go over my toes when I squat down. That's how I get the full range of motion going all the way down to the deep squat. Now, the way I like to keep thinking in my mind is actually have my hamstrings touch my calves. That's how deep I want to get. So as you get down, some people can actually go narrow actually. So the way I like to set it up is like sit down on the chair, and the way you naturally sit on the chair, how far apart your legs are, that's how you should try to aim for putting your feet placement. That's how you keep a track of, should I go wide, should I go narrow, and then also point your toes out slightly outward. So what you want to think about is 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and your knees pointed towards your toes. Once you squat down, keeping your back straight, your chest up. You don't want to fall forward. You want to keep your chest up, back straight. Have that brace in your diaphragm so you're not flexing all over the place. And then as you go down, making sure your knees go over your toes. That's a trick. Knees go over your toes. Sometimes my help is some people can't go as deep or can't get the knees over the toes. Put a plate on under your feet, like a 45-pound, 25-pound plate on your feet, just so you can get that bigger range of motion. So, and the way I say this is because on a squat, if you're focusing on your quads, the most muscle you're gonna get is actually at the most stretched part of the muscle in the workout. The most stretched part of the muscle for the quads is the bottom of the squat. It's the most difficult part of the workout. This is where you're actually gonna grow the most muscle. Some people would like to go 90 degrees. I'm sorry, for me, that's not a squat. You wanna get down low, calves touching your hamstrings, making sure you have good form, keeping your core tight, keeping your chest up, and going all the way down, back up. That's the way I see it. That's a full squat. So let's go back to the video. As you can see, this is as far as I could go. Now, some people can actually go narrow. The way you could determine if you do wide stance or narrow stance is do the chair technique I told you about, or maybe even like lay on the floor and see if you can actually lift your leg pulling up. If you can lift it past 90 degrees, then you can do a narrow stance squat. If you can't go past the 90 degree and you got to go off to the side and then go 90 degrees, then you got to go wide stance. So right here, like this one, I was struggling on this one already. I could tell it was hard to keep my back straight. Racked the weight, 315, yeah. But all right, so the next workout we're gonna do is leg press. I love leg press, especially with this one. So a good technique with this one is you want to make sure that the actual backrest is at the furthest part of it, of the range, like whatever the notch is. That way you can actually get in really deep into the leg press. Also, since I'm quad focused, I'm going to put my feet towards the bottom of the pad. And same thing as I do when I do squats. My feet are going to be a little bit wider so I could actually go all the way in. My knees are going to go over my toes. And as you can see, I'm actually wearing weightlifting shoes, so they actually raise my heel just a little bit, just so I can get better full range of motion as I go down to the bottom part of the leg press. But this exercise, I'm doing about anywhere from 10 to 15 here. Next workout we're gonna do is actually the abductors and adductors. This one, you don't have to go heavy with this one. You could just go, like I say, 70%, 60% of your one rep max on this one. You really want to do high reps on this one. So I'm going no less than like 15 reps on this, and they're supersetted. I'm gonna go 15 on pointing out, switch it around, 15 going back, doing the going in. Yeah, these are gonna be high reps. You don't need to go that heavy on this. These are accessory movements, usually for accessory movements. You don't have to go heavy, just like bicep curls or tricep extensions. Like those, you don't have to go ridiculously heavy. You don't have to be tricep extension, 150 pounds. That's not necessary. Matter of fact, you could go 60 pounds, 50 pounds, even 20 pounds, and just go high reps, and you're gonna burn that muscle. So it's the same thing with this one. High reps, 15 to 20 reps on this, supersetted. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be good. The next workout we're gonna do is actually gonna be for the calves. I feel it more on this machine than the one you sit down and you put your toes out. This one I feel it more because I can get a better stretch towards the bottom of it. You can see I actually flex my heels all the way down and then raise it back up. This one I'm doing anywhere from 7 to 10 if I'm going pretty heavy. But 3 sets of these, full range of motion. Take your time. Good. All right, now we're gonna do one of my favorite ones, leg extensions. Like I said, this one actually, you definitely want to go not as heavy because you're definitely gonna be supersetting these. But 3 sets with supersets in between. So I would say around anywhere from 10 to 15 per set, and you're supersetting, dropping the weight. So I usually with these, what I like about it is like you can just go one notch down, then another notch down, and then you're done for that set. This is towards the end of my set actually. This is like the 3rd one already, supersetted. I was feeling it right now. Yeah. I was done. I was feeling it right here. I tried to record it like 3 times, and every time it was something wrong. Like either I didn't press a record or something happened. But towards the end, I finally got the shot in. But yeah, superset it. And one good thing you could do with supersets, let's say if you want to include a myo rep type of superset. So myo reps is like, for instance, I did on the first set 16. If I did 16, then drop the weight, try to hit 16 again. And then if I can't hit that weight, I rest for like 30 seconds and then do 2 more, rest for 30 seconds, and then 1 or 2 more just until I get that same rep range I did before. And that definitely is going to burn you, and it's going to be amazing for building muscles. So yeah, that was the end of the workout. This is just quad focus. Like I said, this is day 3. On day 6, it's actually going to be more hamstring. I'm actually going to be modifying this workout a couple of things. Like I like to switch it up sometimes. So for instance, as you saw, I did leg extensions for as far as accessory workouts, exercises. I like to change it up with different types of machines or techniques just to try out different things and keep it interesting, change up the routine a little bit. I definitely found through a different YouTuber, can't think of his name, but guy has like a PhD in sports science and whatnot, and he mentioned doing the Nordic curl, I think it was. So it's basically you're getting on your knees and you're trying to lean back and trying to go as far as back as you can, and then pulling yourself forward, which with nothing holding you up. And it's supposed to be amazing for your quads, like amazing. I'm gonna try to see if I can actually do it. If not, hopefully there's like some kind of modifiers, and then I'll work myself up to that position, because I feel like that he suggested that's actually a more effective workout for your quads than actually the leg extensions. So I figure, you know what, let me try what he has to do and see how it feels. So far I've been training since May, trying to get back into the gym, and been really consistent as far as going every week to the gym and trying to go, unless I'm sick, trying to go minimum 4 to 5 days a week. But now that I've been so consistent going to the gym and working out, I'm not getting sore as much. So I'm trying to figure out new exercises and new techniques to do to actually feel that soreness I usually would get Like when you get the first week going back to the gym, like you just can't walk. You can be like, oh, I can't move. So that's what my goal is, like coming this next month. And also steps, getting my steps in. I don't know how much I can say this, but it's so important, especially for like software developers like me. And if you guys are out there, any kind of desk job, any way you could get your steps in, minimum 8,000, try to go for 10,000. And I think like this whole summer that I've been training, I've been lifting, I'm getting heavy. I definitely can feel my muscles coming in. I feel tighter, feel better, but I'm not losing the weight I should be losing like last time when I lost weight. And I think it has to do with me, even though I'm going to the gym for an hour or so almost every day. And also, you know, I'm better at eating better foods. I'm still sitting on my desk for 8 hours, and then I go to the gym, come back, I'm still sitting, and then after work, I'm sitting. I'm sitting the whole time. So I think what we have to get in the mindset of we got to move. Any reason to move. So I got myself a treadmill, and my goal for February is to use it twice a day in between my morning meeting and the time I go to lunch. Got to use it for at least 30 minutes. And then by the time I come back from lunch, which is usually the time I go to the gym, use it again. And I'm gonna track my steps, and I'm gonna make sure I hit those 8,000 minimum a day. And then we'll go from there and see how that transitions. So it's trial and error. So if you like what you see, if you like the channel, thumbs up, subscribe, help us out.